Hi, Ben here, and this is a project update for the Hailstorm Mk. That's the current project I've got on my bench. And the first thing that should jump out at you is I'm actually building two. I'm building two of them identical. Paint jobs may be different when I get done with it, but I'm doing two at one time for reasons that I'll get to in another video. But the Hailstorm modification series of blasters is kind of an iterative process that I've been going through trying to perfect this build and get it to be exactly the way that I want to. And the Mark V is going to have a couple of changes, primarily in how the battery setup is. And if you remember from the Mark IV, I ended up running that in the previous ones on for 4 IMR cells. And it worked, but with the Mark IV, when I was testing it, I was starting to see some shoot down when it was going as the second, the third, the fourth arc coming out. We're losing velocity. The batteries just weren't able to keep up with it. And it's running some, 4 motors. 17 114s running rhinos on it. So with the Mark V, I'm going to change the setup. I'm still going to use this Strife battery tray mounted onto the side of the Rapid Strike. But what I'm going to do, and if you can kind of see if you go down in here, I'm going to hollow this out and take this ridge up. So this is all going to open up with the back, and then take the bottom out of this battery strike, and that'll give me a nice deep place to put my LiPo. So I'm going to run the whole thing and design the whole thing off of a 4S LiPo. And when you go to LiPo, you've got to have some kind of battery monitoring. So I'm going to take in this area here, and I'm going to put the voltage meters, the same one that I had on the ETR26. But instead of having it back here, I'm going to move it all the way up here to where this tack rail was. That's kind of the plan. I may play with some different motor configurations. Before I was using 17 114s and Rhinos. I may actually try to run this whole thing off of 17 114s on both stages and end up having 5. Test it out and see how it works, and if I have any performance issues, or to see how it works, to see if I still get the same muzzle velocities out of that. The other change from a design standpoint, it's a small one. You don't see it from the outside, but I did this, the way I mounted the second motor cage, I did it differently. All the other Hailstorms, I had the cage turned around like this and backwards, and then mounted, and then I had a piece, a round piece of tubing of barrel in between there that connected the whole things together. In this design, they're going to be completely free floating, and I used a piece of 9/16 brass to get the alignment between the first cage and the second cage, and coming out the barrel to be, the way that I wanted it to be, so and get a nice perfect alignment all the way through there. So the alignment is still good. It was kind of an easy way to do by turning that around, but I wanted to put the cage in the right way because I wanted to use this to put the faux barrel in and as the brass comes out. This one's also going to be brass like the other ones. Same setup, the same trigger setup, the same pusher motor setup. Again, the big changes are how I'm doing the second stage and the battery with the how the LiPo is going to be set up. So anyways, I'm not going to do a build journal on this one because a lot of the stuff that I'm doing in here you guys have seen before, but I will plan on maybe doing some updates and talking a little bit about it. So anyways, this is just kind of an overview of planning of what I'm thinking with the Hailstorm Mk. Thanks for watching.